Yeah, I probably wouldn't survive in prison either. Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Wright, and welcome to Wright at the Movies. Today I'm talking about Get Hard. Nope, it's not a porno. It's a new comedy starring Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. And it's about Will Ferrell. He's gonna have to go to jail soon for being a businessman and doing the weird, sketchy things that businessmen do that no one really totally understands because it's so complicated. Handling people's money and moving the money around, taking bad accounts, writing bad checks, or funding another Uwe Boll movie. I don't understand the finance world. I don't understand what all that means. But basically, he just gets arrested for doing bad businessman-y things.
You're under arrest for fraud and embezzlement.
But of course, he's not prepared for jail. He's a rich white snob who's never lived outside of a mansion. So he has 30 days before he has to show up for prison. So he hires his car washer, Kevin Hart, to help him learn how to be more tough. Kevin Hart has no idea how to be tough either. So he just pretends that he's been in jail before and just acts all tough and teaches Will Ferrell how to be ready for prison.
Teach me how to survive in prison the way you did.
What follows after is basically just a 2-hour-long montage of Kevin Hart training Will Ferrell and doing all this stereotypical prison stuff.
You master these skills, you will survive in prison.
I really wanted to like it, but it was just kind of underwhelming. I don't know if it's because every single joke was in the trailer, or all the jokes just really weren't all that funny anyways, but the idea of it sounds funny. But the execution just kind of left me wanting more. Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell are two of the biggest comedy stars in Hollywood right now, and I was so excited to see the two of them work together. I'm a big fan of both of them. I find them both really genuinely funny. It was just kind of forgettable, unfortunately.
Hello?
You ready, white boy? Pepper spray, bitch! Prison school is in session.
I'm learning so much. This is exactly what I need.
It's like going to eat fast food. You might be craving it. You might think it's a good idea. You might even enjoy it while you're eating it. And yet when it's done, you just immediately throw the wrapper away and forget about it completely. It has some good moments, but it doesn't ever have any, like, gut busters. It never has any, like, killer jokes. You know, and there's really no rewatchability to it. After it's done, sometimes when you find out that a movie's coming out on DVD and you're like, oh my god, I want to rent that because I want to watch that one scene again that made me absolutely dying in the theater. There's no scenes in this that make you want to watch it again. Like I said, it's okay, but just, there's nothing. The only scene that really sticks out to me is the tennis court scene, where Kevin Hart is playing he's playing the black gang leader as well as the Hispanic gang leader as well as this really aggressive gay person.
You're in the wrong part of the yard, white boy. You lost this, eh?
I'm very confused.
Then go back where you belong.
I don't know where I belong.
I know where you belong. You belong with me.
Which brings me to my next point. How freaking offensive it is to so many different people. No matter who you are, what color you are, there's a joke in this about you. Not only race, there's also sexuality, there's also gender. It doesn't ever target one demographic, it targets everybody. Every single joke in the movie is basically, he's black, he's white. Isn't that crazy? And while that's funny and there's a lot you can do with that, after a while it starts to feel kinda awkward. Tough room. Tough room.
Oh! I have almost no cash! Just $9,000.
Got your keys.
Just so you know, I would have done the same thing if you were white.
That's good to know.
Is it still racist, sexist, or homophobic when it just does all of it? And also story-wise, you know exactly where it goes. Will Ferrell claims that he's innocent, and of course he just is, because he's the biggest, like, idiot in the world. How could he possibly have done all this crazy salesman stuff? While they're getting ready for prison, they start to figure out all these clues, and Kevin Hart eventually helps prove that Will Ferrell's innocent, and they become best friends. I will say this, much like any other Kevin Hart movie that's out right now, all 750 of them, there's one thing that is always the same. Kevin Hart is really, really funny, but he also really needs great chemistry with the other guy on screen. The Wedding Ringer is another perfect example of really, really good chemistry. Chemistry is key, especially in a duo comedy, and this is definitely another example where the two of them just work really well together. I just wonder how much of it was really improv and how much of it was really written down. Because even though Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell are both really funny guys, it felt very scripted.
What are you doing, James?
Sad dogging you. You think that's a strategy that could work? Please don't sexually assault me. I'm already too sad.
If you haven't seen the trailer yet, keep it that way because it spoils almost all of the movie. And you can probably go see it and not totally hate it. Again, much like Wedding Ringer, it won't piss you off, but it's also really forgettable. Maybe check it out on cable if you're really inclined. One thumb down. Thanks everybody, I'm Mr. Wright. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Who's mayor?
It's my gang name. It's short for mayonnaise.